beautiful, best damn nation. We back together like booty cheeks after a Diddy party. It's your boys of the best damn wrestling podcast.
Oh, no,
I
no, no.
am your humble host, Brian Renegade. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. I hope you and your mammy and them is doing good. This is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and with me, I have a member of the best damn crew. First of all, if you see this man on a dark alley, run, because he can either save your life or beat your ass. He is always the suspect of every crime. You see his face on a lot of mugshots, mugshot drawings. The usual suspect. You get it. You get what I'm saying. The green-eyed bandit. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy, your granddaddy, and all your uncles' ass. The maniacal Doc Roosevelt. What's happening?
Yo, and I got a new look. You know what I'm saying?
I see you. You done joined the club. You done joined the Fallen Brothers. You know what I'm saying? You done joined Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It looks good on you, man. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, that's just a lesson, man. Sometimes when your hairs, when life is changing, you just got to adjust to it. And those adjustments might look good on you, might not.
That's not why I did it. It wasn't no change. My hair was good. I had a good hair.
You had the good hair. Okay. Hairline intact. Everything was
everything. There's pips and berries and everything.
okay.
Pips and berries.
So that's a choice. That's a choice.
Yeah. Like The Rock. It's a choice.
Yeah. I dig it. You know what I'm saying?
From what I've been hearing, it's a good choice. A good choice. My lady loves it. My lady likes it a lot. You were right.
Yeah.
You were right when you said, if I cut it all, things are going to change, brother. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. I hear you. We here. Yeah. The Paul brothers. Mr. Everything, formerly known as Victor Andrews Roosevelt. What's been going on with you, my brother?
Man, listen. If I was doing good, it'd be illegal. So I guess I am the usual suspect.
Yeah, there you go. The usual suspect. Yeah, I know you're going to use that. It's okay.
Because it's illegal. So I'm doing all right. But what's going on with you, brother man? Go ahead, let the good people know what you've been doing, huh? What you been doing?
The nasty. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I just had a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. I'm so excited, man, and my wife is in love, and my mama is in love, and I'm in love. He's a cute little guy, man. I just wanted to introduce the world to baby Zay. You know what I'm saying? So full name is Zay Styles Latimer. Look at that. Look at that. Is that not a Gerber baby? Is that not a Gerber baby?
Look at him.
Look at him.
Hey Zay, how you doing, Zay? I'm your uncle. I'm the attractive one, not the rest of them.
Not the rest of them.
I'm probably going to be the one that you call very last about any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your dad first. Your dad just shoots people. I just like to beat people up and torture them and tearing their limbs from limbs and tear the skin off and do things for them for like weeks and weeks and months. So I'll probably be the last person you call. But on the cool.
Yeah, call him because I ain't got time. I'll pop a nigga. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got all the time in the world to just, as long as they got money in their pocket. But look at you. Look at you, Zay.
Yeah.
He's
I'm gonna
adorable.
throw another one, a little vertical. Yeah.
Oh,
Look
look
at
at
that.
that. Oh,
I make pretty babies. I make pretty babies. Yeah.
no, we're gonna get all to the mom. We're gonna put all the credit to the mom.
Yeah.
But
So
it's cool.
baby Zay Styles, man. I'm gonna tell. Listen, we wrestling fans. So I got to tell this story. Okay, I got to tell the story. So uh, the name Zay just kind of came to. We were looking at baby names, and I was like, I don't want to name him nothing regular. I got to find something, and we thought that he might have been a girl, right? So we was going to call the girl Zara. You know what I mean? So that's where the Z came from. So when we found out it was a boy, I'm like, all right, I'm happy now. Now we got to find a boy name. You know how hard it was to find a boy name? You know what I'm saying? I'm not like the guru and the genie here that just popped up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? The most evil, maniacal man in history. You know what I mean? He once taught Dr. Evil everything that he knows. This man is an innovator. He is a life coach of sorts when it comes to the fashion world. He is a highly decorated photographer, producer, jack of all trades, the Renaissance man himself, the great LP.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? Where you
What's
been?
happening?
What's going on, man? You don't like us no more? You don't try to hang with us when people? That's what's up. What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, show your face.
Oh man, I'm in the middle of moving around right now. I'm gonna get on camera as soon as I get still. This time change, I be forgetting this time change too. I was like, damn, what time is
Well, that's why I'm in Arizona because the time don't change here. It stay the same. Everybody else around us change. We stay the same. Yeah, man.
Wait, the time changed?
it?
Time
No, I'm
hasn't changed.
talking oh, remember we used to do it.
I'm talking about the time of the show.
Yeah, time of the show.
Oh,
Oh,
see,
Yeah,
the time of the show was for accommodations. We was at 6, now we at 7. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, the great LP man. I was just bragging on my newborn baby, man. Baby Zay Styles Latterman, man. Oh, I gotta show him again because he's a prodigy and a young mogul in the making. Yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. $1 billion baby. Yeah.
man, ain't nothing like
So I got to tell the story because I am a wrestling fan. And for some reason, my wife loves me so much that she sits and enjoys my telenovela, which I call wrestling. And so we were watching SmackDown, and we were trying to figure out a middle name. Now, the middle name that we had came up with originally was Miles, right? So we was watching wrestling, and my wife just turns and looks at me. She was like, "What about Styles? It's a name, like a middle name?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "I like that." I said, "All the styles that I know, they stab people, but and they cool, you know. Either either they in the streets or they just cool, you know what I'm saying?" So I was like, "All right, I like that. I don't know anybody with the real name Styles." And I was like, okay, so I started looking at the meaning of different things. And the name Zay means abundance and growth. You know what I'm saying? It also means one with many talents. So Styles means the same thing, one with many talents. So, I'm just manifesting on my son. He could be talented, like his pappy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got as many kids as y'all, man. How many kids y'all got each? I both got 8 each, right?
I got 3.
I just got two. One from marriage and then one of my own.
Uh, so,
Really?
I think
I'm
Chef
a
got
I'm a
two too,
I'm a
man.
I gotta talk to this guy right quick.
All right.
Yeah.
I really got
Look at all this black father. Well, yeah, that's my wrestling tie. So my son has the name Styles, and obviously, I'm a fan of AJ Styles, but she came up with it, and so I asked my son. I was like, what do you think about these names? And he saw the name Styles, and he was like, I like the name Styles. My older son. So I was like, okay, all right, that's what it's gonna be. If anybody questions me, you came up with the name. So that's how it is. Yeah. So baby Zay Styles, man.
Did you test it with the baby? Did you say his name and did he react?
Yeah, he reacts, man. And usually when people hear the name, they kind of chew on it a little bit. They be like, Zay. I like it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was one of those names like you don't hear it a lot. But the crazy part was, all right, so I got to tell you the story because it's action packed, right? I got to tell you about the birth of my son. All right. I know everybody else ain't excited about it, but I'm excited about it. So we up in the room, right? My wife, we had to take her to the hospital. She had to walk around the hospital for about 45 minutes. I'm trying to make it very quick because it's long. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we in there with the doctors and nurses. I'm up there cracking jokes. We playing some bets. I got all the nurses and the doctor placing bets on how big the baby is going to be and what time the baby was going to be born. I'm sorry, I'm a hustler. So I had everybody in there placing bets. I should have took the money. I should have played for money. We were just playing for bragging rights, but I should have played for money. Anyway, so I had everybody in there placing bets. All of a sudden, the doctor was like, hey, let's do a practice push. He was like, Dad, you want to come over here and help? I'm like, yeah, I can help. So I come over there and I'm holding up a leg, right? She got her leg right here, and I'm holding up her leg and I'm looking down at everything.
And that's how you got to that situation in the first damn place.
Everything. It was different. It was different though. It wasn't what I was familiar with. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that one. It wasn't what I was. It was different. So the doctor, while she did the practice push, the doctor was like, hey, look, you can see the head. And so I'm looking at that. I'm like, oh, that is the head. Okay, that's crazy. So they kept on, so they told her to push, right? She pushed 4 times, baby head came out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, snap. Now, at this point, he's like gray and blue. So they were a little concerned because they had to get his shoulders out. Now, unfortunately, he inherited his father's very broad shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So they had a hard time getting them out. So the doctor was like, all right, we got to move fast. The doctor put his foot on the table. You know what I'm saying? Start pulling. The nurse jumped on the table over me. And she up here spraying and pulling. And then the other nurse turning the baby inside. Listen, this was action. I'm all in the middle, stuck like, oh my God, what is going on? Straight up. So everybody turning and pulling, and then they finally got him out. I had to cut the umbilical cord. It was beautiful and disgusting at the same time. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? They started working on my son. He started crying. And yeah, man, it was memorable because I didn't know that one could be that involved like I was. I was super involved with everything. So Baby Zay Styles is here. You know what I'm saying? You
gotta save that clip. So when he gets older, you can show him that story, just in case you forget, because you old and all.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be old and great, but I ain't gonna forget that. That's something that I would never forget. I'm saying. Oh man, but listen, enough about me.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a quick question before we get started.
Yeah.
Did your wife kick your ass?
Did she kick my ass?
Wait, did she kick your ass? Because I saw the stories. You laughing at her while she in having contractions and shit. Did she kick your ass?
Listen, I am a supportive husband, sir. You know what I'm saying? I did not tell you I was heavily involved. You know what I'm saying?
After the laughs, after you got your 75 laughs out.
Nah, because she a gangster like me, so she understand jokes. Matter of fact, she funnier than me. You think I crack jokes like she is funnier than me, sir. But what the heck this happened? All right. But yeah, man. So anyway, let's talk some wrestling, man. We got some not so happy stuff to talk about. That's why I want to talk about the good news first. You know what I'm saying? But we had a couple of uh,
Bereavement.
great crossovers, as we would say, within the wrestling world, man. And I just want to talk about it real quick. One of them, who was very personal to you, and you actually knew. I want to talk about the passing of one of your mentors. Let's go ahead and talk about it real quick, and then you can show the clip.
Yeah, so one of them was Uncle Kevin Sullivan. I met him during my time of helping out and getting my foot in the door with Ring of Honor. And that day right there in particular, that's when I was giving haircuts to the guys in the back, and that's how I got my match on TV against Shane Taylor and Keith Lee. And he came to me and he said, "Hey, could you cut an X in your beard?" And I said, "Yes, I can." And you see the X right there in his beard. He came to me and he said, "Well, you go ahead and go for it." And he had some hair on his head. He was like, "Then cut all this off for me too." And I said, "You want to put an X in the back of their head?" And he said, "Yeah." So I cut an X in the back of his hair, left just like a patch of hair in the form of an X, and I cut the beard in the shape of an X. And he loved it. And then I told him, I say, "Now, you do realize that I'm the only person that can walk around and brag and say I'm the only man in history that was able to cut Kevin Sullivan and get away with it."
Oh.
And he laughs. He laughed so hard about that. But on that night in particular, it was Ring of Dishonor, and the match that he was there for was Steve Corino versus BJ Whitmer, and it was their unsanctioned match. And Kevin Sullivan played the father of evil at that time, and so kept in contact every now and then, and whenever I see him at the shows, go up and always pay respect to the pioneers, call him Uncle. So Uncle Kevin, you up there doing your thing, managing or kicking somebody's behind up there in wrestling heaven. So we wish you well, and we hope to see you when it's our time to cross over as well.
Yeah. Condolences to the family. We just want to send our love and support. And that was a great story. Thank you for sharing that. With that story with Kelvin Sullivan. I mean, I see the X. That's a great picture and it's a great story behind it, man. So, how do you feel when you get to meet legends like this, man, and they get to instill some wisdom into you as an up and coming wrestler when you were coming up in the circus, man?
Man, it's wrestling gave me opportunities that I never thought would be possible. I live in Brooklyn, no half of the cities that existed that I've ever been to. And to be able to meet guys like Kevin Sullivan, we had the video of me and Ron Simmons and interviewing him, and getting knowledge from them is like uh, so real to me. It's like you see these people on TV and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Watching them on TV, and you meet them in person, and then not only meet them in person, but meet them as a peer, not as a fan and going to tour and want to get an autograph, but actually having a personable connection to them and reaching out and shaking their hand or giving them a hug or just having a regular conversation like you and I having a regular conversation now. Just having a regular conversation with somebody like that is it's an amazing thing, and I thank God in wrestling every day for those opportunities because we don't have very much opportunities in life, period. So you get something like that elevates your life with your career at the same time is an amazing thing. So uh, I look forward to meeting more and more industry legends, getting in the ring with more legends, and just being able to say, yo, I had an opportunity to meet or be in the ring or whatever, or get something passed down to me. Ron Simmons gave me the label of the next uncle. So to have something sound like that to me is a big thing. And um, when you have situations like that when someone passes or crosses over or whatever, it's like, dang, dude, it's not like you see a celebrity on TV and you're like, okay, I heard it, such and such pass. Oh, okay. But to actually know the person, it's like,
Yeah,
so it's big.
yeah. So, rest in peace, Kevin. So, oh man, we got another one that we gotta talk about. And this one, the wrestling world felt as well as the Samoan dynasty known as the Anoai family. Um, and this was a huge loss. We lost Alpha Anoai, man, and let's talk about this real quick. That was a big loss to the wrestling world, known for wrestling and being a part let me get into everything. I know you. Do you have any personal dealings with Apple? Did you ever have the opportunity to meet him?
I have not had the opportunity to meet Alpha. I've met like the cousins and the nephews, like Lance, Jacob, um, and Alpha Junior. But I have not had the opportunity to meet Alpha Senior. But I know a lot of guys had trained under him. Um, and of course, I reached out to them and said, "Yo, man, you know, I'm sending my strength and uh, energy of understanding." Because it's hard to understand when someone passes. So I had to extend that type of energy to them. But I have not had a chance to meet Alpha, and we just lost Sika too. So it's
Yeah,
like brother, then the other one's like, look, I'm going with him, you know, type of thing. So
yeah,
and you know, it's something. It's a big hit to the bloodline family at all together. Because Sika was the father of Roman Reigns, and then to have your uncle pass not long after is got to be a big thing, and still go on and perform the way they do on TV is that's a lot. I can only imagine that's a lot.
right, absolutely. Uh, don't pay attention to what's going on in the other camera. Walking around his house casually when we talk, trying to tell this great story. LP,
Yes, sir. Oh shoot, I didn't know I even hit that shit.
yeah,
Never
you
mind.
up here walking around the houses. We just taking a tour of your whole house. Oh man. LP in the place to be, man. We up here talking about the loss of both of the Wild Samoans, man. Do you have any memories, fond memories of the Wild Samoans?
Not really. That's a little bit before my time. I remember him a little bit. Um, but I definitely can't say I have any memory of any matches or anything like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I know you were a history buff. I know you done went back and saw some stuff.
oh yeah, and I mean that's and that's the crazy thing when I go back and watch all the old Raws and stuff like that. They have that stuff, but they don't have a lot of that. They, I guess maybe they're probably working on it now. They don't have a whole lot of stuff you can just go straight to that stuff and watch like you would think they do.
Well, they used to have it with the WWE Network, and now they have some stuff on Peacock. And I don't know how deep Peacock really gets with older wrestling content. I know they do have a lot of older wrestling content, but I haven't actually had the time to sit there and explore it. I just go there for the main events, and then if it's a documentary or something, I'll watch that. Um, but yeah, they used to have a WWE network where they had the archive of old wrestling material that you can go back on. So I guess you just got to YouTube it. You know what I'm saying? So all you youngsters not familiar with the Wild Samoans or Alpha and Sika, of the original, the OGs of the bloodline, the ones that crown Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. I'll go back and watch some of that old content. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised and highly happy that you did that because they were very influential in the wrestling business. Very influential to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman even said that he learned business riding with the Wild Superstars when he was 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? And so he's been involved with the bloodline from way back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I know we all anticipating this bloodline feud, or what do you call it, the Civil War, because first of all, let's talk about it, because I've been gone for a while, damn it, and I've missed this man with all my heart. I got to take off my glasses. Your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, has returned. Last week, he exerted his dominance over the so-called new tribal chief, Solo Sokoa, and this fake tongue and bloodline that we have now on SmackDown. And then come this past week, man, they totally demolished Roman Reigns in the ring. There's implications. They put their hands on the tribal chief. LP, ain't you furious that they put the hands on your real, the OTC real tribal chief?
I don't have a tribal chief. I'm black. My tribal chief is Booker T. If I got to choose anybody,
You say your tribal chief is Booker T.
yeah, no, I don't have a tribal chief. I think I'm on the minority, of course. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like the way all of a sudden, and I know they got to do it because Roman is face, but I don't like the fact that all of a sudden now Solo is like afraid of Roman or timid around Roman. When all this other shit was going on, everybody wanted Solo to be the one that jumped on Roman. There were plenty of times when he'll bump into Roman and everybody get excited. Everybody wanted it to be Solo. Now Solo doing it, and it's kind of like, everybody wanted to flip on it. So I personally think
I can see why you said that. It's the same thing with Cody. Everybody wanted Cody to be champion, and then he got in and became this.
Crybaby.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go at Cody too hard. I was gonna about to say what stuff, but he turned into what we have now. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. The bad guy's got to be cowardly. We all know that. That's just part of being a heel. You got to be the coward or whatever. But it just doesn't make sense with all the build-up that they did for him just to be so scared. Like to be honest, to be timid. Like I really think the bloodline has run its course. I don't know why everybody keep on getting hyped about it. I can't get it hyped. I can't get hyped about Lobster. Everybody getting hyped about. Like I really wish I could. Like the Wyatt Six. I want to get excited, but there are a bunch of mid-carders. I don't give a damn about not one person in the Wyatt Six. When you take that mask off, it's still Bo Dallas. It's still Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas cannot beat Chad Gable under no circumstance. But I understand that that's the story we're going with. Whatever. But like I don't know. Maybe I'm desensitized. I see so many people get excited. I be wanting to get excited so bad, but I just like the Wild Six are a bunch of mid-carders. When I look at the bloodline, I'm just like I said about the members. I don't know how good they was prior, but they haven't done nothing to impress me. Like they have not built them up correctly. So whenever the bloodline leaves, these guys are already getting put in mainstream situations now. But when the bloodline dissolves, what are they gonna do? Like I be looking to the future before I'm looking at what's going to, like when the bloodline gone, what's gonna happen to each member of the bloodline? How many of them are really gonna become stars? And y'all talking about another one? Who the other guy they talking about bringing in? Another
Fatu.
Yeah, you're bringing in another one. You haven't even established the ones that you have already. It's basically Marvel and DC. DC like shit. Marvel doing the Avengers. Let's jump into Justice League off gate. Let's not build up nothing. So I don't know. Maybe I know I'm alone because I see everybody else get so excited about it or whatever. But I don't like the way they punking Solo out because in the long run is making Solo look weak. And when all this stuff is said and done, just like people saying now they want the old bloodline to come back, Jay Uso will be moving backwards if he go back, which I'm pretty sure he is. But Jay Uso, they got him. He's finally broken the shadow of his brother. So now you're gonna throw him back in the bloodline with Jimmy? Get the fuck out here. And you're gonna throw Sammy in the mix? For what? Why would you throw Sammy back into this mix? Sammy's over here having white people problems right now. He don't need to get back over here. He already done that shit. He got to worry about Braun Breaker and shit like that. Braun Breaker threw that dude like he was like he was wrong when he threw that dude up there. He got to worry about that white ass Steiner over there. He ain't got time to be worried about this stuff. So I don't know. Help me, y'all help me, cause y'all excited about it. Help me find a way to get excited about it.
Well, this is what I will say. My excitement has quailed from what it should be, and I know what you mean. As a wrestling fan, I should be more excited than what I am. But the reality is, I ain't really watched. I watched bits and pieces on Broadway and SmackDown the last couple of weeks, and it had some periods where it started to fail in certain areas. And it wasn't really anything that was keeping my interest. And maybe that's due to wrestling overload. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like that with all this wrestling content. And like I'm seeing stuff on my social media pages. I'm watching it. I'm seeing clips. Like it's almost like wrestling overload. It's like so much wrestling now. It's hard to get excited about stuff that you see. You know, and you're right. LP, it's almost like you desensitized to it. So ultimately, I just want to watch a good show. You know what I'm saying? So now the storylines do matter, and now they do have a lot of storylines going on. One in particular, I think the most popular storyline right now, and I know we just talked about the Bloodline storyline, but the reality is the Judgment Day storyline is probably the most interesting storyline outside of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, if you actually cared about that. You know what I'm saying? And the Bloodline storyline is just picked up because Roman came back, but now they're trying to establish Roman as a babyface, and that's still got to build. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that we do have some story time back, and they're telling the story of Liv and Dominic and Rhea. They're telling the story of Damian Priest being outed and ousted from the Judgment Day. On Raw, they telling the story of the Y6, and I'm interested to see who their next victims are going to be, or are they going to keep them targeting what they call American Made? The group of Chad Gable and the Creeds and Ivy Now, which I knew they were going. We knew they were going to do that because it just was a perfect fit. But I don't know if that group has a strong enough. I don't know if they're gonna keep them in a bubble. It feels like they're gonna keep them in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Y6, it feels like they're gonna keep them in some type of bubble. You know what I'm saying? And you're right, LP. Now that I think about it, like who is going to be the breakout star of the Y6?
None of them. By this time next year, we won't be talking about the Y6. I bet. Because I'm gonna tell you the problem with it. It worked when the Undertaker had a corporate ministry because the way they did it. Like they did supernatural, but they still kept it in the reality, so it wasn't too much. With this Y6, they making these motherfuckers indestructible. So y'all can't have them indestructible now. And then later on, it's like in an anime when the villain becomes a good guy, he just loses all his damn powers. He just ain't as strong as he was when he was a bad guy. Like you can't have. It was the same thing with Bray Wyatt. You can't sit here and have Bray Wyatt be able to take all this punishment and then turn around and lose to a spear. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. That was my problem with the way they did Braun Breaker when he first time he fought Sammy. Like one haluva kick and that was it. Come on now. So like you got to constantly build these people up, and I don't think they know how to build a Wyatt. I think that's the reason why you don't see a lot of supernatural stuff like that no more. Like because. What do you do with you guys? Just like you said, how much longer can this go on? It take them 30 minutes to come out, no matter what. It take them 30 to 45 minutes. Once that music starts, Then you gotta be like, all right, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. And then just for them to stand around and pose and not do nothing. Come on, man. Eric Rowan gonna be a superstar. Dexter Loomis. Come on, come on. Who would have watched Nikki Cross? Nikki Cross has had several chances, and she's not that chick. Who that? The dude that used to be in the B team. That used to be Guess who's gonna be the superstar? Doing his brother's moves. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And I was against this from them keeping it going anyway. But like, who in that group? Y'all might know. I don't even know who the one guy is. Who is the last guy? I don't even know who the hell that is. He's from NXT.
Yeah, he's from NXT.
Yeah, Joe Gacy. And then you also got Eric Rowan and Luke Harper separated from Bray Wyatt, and they were the Bludgeon Brothers. That was a hard sell to the crowd because no one really got behind it, which is why Luke Harper eventually left and went to AEW, and Eric Rowan tried his best to stick around as long as possible, and then he eventually left as well. So you right, it is going to be hard for any of them trying to be breakout stars, but I think they got to figure out something. They got to give them a bigger story. I think putting them with Chad Gable is not giving them that real, okay, this is a real story type thing. When they did Bray Wyatt and he was doing the Firefly Funhouse and you know the Fiend and all that, that was a story. Like he didn't even do anything to anybody for a good while. They just kept telling the story of this whole Funhouse, and I think if they would have did it like that, that would have given them a bigger supernatural feel and a bigger impact. But I guess they're trying to do something different than what they did with Bray. But if you're gonna do a Bray Wyatt type of, scenario, then you gotta keep it, like a Bray Wyatt thing type of dude.
This is the thing I will say. I think that the Bray Wyatt character for the Firefly Funhouse worked so much because it had humor in it and it had storytelling, and then it was such a great character and platform that Bray Wyatt had that he could go a lot of different directions with it and not be stale. I think the difference between that and a Wyatt 6 is they're becoming stale very quickly. And until somebody steps out, like Bo Dallas will have to come out and have a breakout performance against a couple of top competitors and just be devastated. I could never get behind the Uncle Howdy character. Even from the time he was introduced, I didn't like the whole Uncle Howdy thing. I think that he should have went back to the Firefly Funhouse, but he was a different Bray Wyatt in this time and trying to do something different. But every time that I've seen Uncle Howdy, it's either been super weird or like it's corny to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the mystique and mystery of who Uncle Howdy was kind of died for me at what was it? Was that the Royal Rumble when it was LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt, and then they did the glow in the dark match?
I don't know if that Royal Rumble. Now you talking about when he missed that jump?
When he missed the jump, yeah. when he jumped off, he was supposed to jump onto the table, onto LA Knight or whoever it was at the time, and he jumped and completely missed him. And I'm like, how did you miss somebody by a mile like that? And once I saw that, all the scariness, all the mystery of Uncle Howdy just kind of went away. And I'm like, dude, I can't take you serious after you jumped and missed. And like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of took the whole scariness and mystique away from me. But to be honest with you, I think that they can go a different way with it because Joe Gacy can talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Joe Gacy starts to come out to the forefront a little bit more and speak instead of being all weird and creepy, then you can have some control in the group. You know what I'm saying? Bo Dallas can talk. He can bring emotion. But I don't think that people care enough about Bo Dallas or even know enough about Bo Dallas for them to even care. because I remember Bo Dallas, but I don't remember Bo Dallas like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't recall a Bo Dallas match. I just remember when he was doing the Bo leave and the funny, funny guy in the ring. He was the comic relief in the groups that he was in. So I like Bo Dallas, but
He
I'm
was
not familiar with Bo Dallas.
he was
And then
he was Continental champion.
he was what?
He was the IC champion before.
Who did he face?
Shucks. Who did he beat? I
Exactly.
want, I want
Exactly.
to
That's my
I want
point.
to say, I want to say it was
Huh?
JBL. It's like a little quick match. He won out of nowhere. Like no
I
one expected.
mean, they did win the tag team to him and Curtis Axel or whatever. But
First,
that's
actually, yeah, they did. They were tag team
they
champions
tried
at one time, but they were looked at as a joke at that period. So when
and
they did win, everybody was so surprised that they kind of won that they didn't really hold the belts that long. And I wanted to root for them. I wanted them to win because I did like Bo Dallas. But this Bo Dallas is really. I think I hope he has a breakout performance. They have to have breakout performances and make all this anticipation worth it. And they have to start torturing and really telling great storylines like they started to. But then they kind of pull off of it a little bit and let the other storylines kind of take the face of that. Like, when are we going to see the Judgment Day versus the YS6?
Right. I,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think the biggest thing right now is it's too much pain involved with the YS6. They had
Mm.
this telling their story of where they were and where they're at now. Bo Dallas talking about his brother, and there's just too much pain, and people can't really get behind it because they're more into the sentiment of it rather than to the character of it because it's too realistic. You know what I'm saying? I think if they find a way to, I don't know, they got to change up something. They got to change up a lot with it. And like I said, they got to get out of the story with Chad Gable and the American made because it's not really doing nothing for them. And you got to remember when Bray Wyatt first came out with the Wyatt family, he didn't really get in the ring in right way. He made sent like Luke Harper out there to do something. He sent Eric Roman out there to do something. He didn't really get in the ring right away, which is I think that's the way they're trying to do with Bo Dallas. But you can't do that with Bo Dallas because you have to introduce Bo Dallas to everyone. Everyone knew Bray Wyatt because he was um, Husky Harris on NXT, and then once he made that transition to Bray Wyatt, then he did his thing as Bray Wyatt for a little bit, and when it came to the main roster, it was the Wyatt family. So you have to introduce Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. I think if you did the both of them, kind of like they did with Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. If you do the both of them, you have Bo Dallas. He comes in and he does this thing. Let him get haunted by his past. Let him get haunted by the Bo leave and all that shit. Let him get haunted by that. And that can introduce a Firefly Funhouse type of character for the Uncle Howdy. And then you can actually do three characters in one person. You can do Bo Dallas, the Bo leave one. You can do the Bo Dallas that we have now, and you can do the Uncle Howdy, and that would add an extra dynamic to the YS6. And then you can say that's our sixth character.
I think that there has to be an element of fear along with Bo Dallas and his wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Bray Wyatt, it was that like people knew that Bray Wyatt can go in the ring. Not saying that Bo Dallas can't go because I know that both can go, but I'm just saying that people they liked Wyndham, but they feared Bray.
You know,
Does that
you know
make sense?
You want to know what messed them up? That their introduction when they had the gorilla position completely destroyed, everybody's laid all over the place. Chad
Chad
Gable
Gable was dead in the corner with a bullet hole.
following week he's walking around with a little patch. I'm like, come on, like you eliminated the entire fear factor of this entire group, and then you had them still walking through the gorilla position, like Bully Ray said on Busted Open. You Now you have them walking. You have them destroy the entire gorilla position, and now they're just welcome to walk through there. They should never walk through the gorilla position. They should come from different areas of the arena, and that would add the more fair type of situation. Like with the shield. When the shield would always come out, they would always come out through the crowd. They never came out through the gorilla position. You should do that with the YS6 because no one is doing it. No one at all except Jay Uso. Jay Uso is the only one that's pretty much is doing it every now and then.
I just think that they need to. I don't know. I guess once this whatever they got going on now ends, they can get a better figure out what they're gonna do. But like they honestly should have the other characters going after people by themselves. Like you could be as a group, but like if Eric Rowan walked up on Kofi Kingston and started fucking with Kofi Kingston, like they got to do something where the individuals have more of the mob mentality. Every group has a mob mentality right now, from the Judgment Day to Bloodline, whatever. But with the mob mentality, I use a perfect example. When they had Evolution, Evolution was an evolution as a group, but Batista had his shit, Ric Flair had his shit, Randy Orton had his, and even when Randy Orton was new, they all had individual things, and that made them, become characters as well as being in that group. With the Y6, they always squatted up. Most of the time they don't really talk. I don't know how many of them gonna talk or whatever they're gonna do, but like even wrestling wise, Uncle Howdy, he doesn't need to do none of the Bray moves. He don't need to do the upside down thing. I can understand if he do the finisher. I get that. That's a homage to his brother. I get it. But wrestling wise, he should not wrestle like Bo Dallas, and he should not wrestle like Bray Wyatt. He should start new. And the other ones too. Nikki Cross should not be wrestling like she AS. What's the superhero name? AS.
Nikki Ash, almost a superhero.
Yeah, like she should not be doing no moves that she did during that. Eric Rowan should be like Kane when Kane first came. Eric Rowan should not be. I don't even know none of their signature moves. That's the good thing about them being mid cards. Don't nobody know their moves like that. You know what I'm saying? I never even seen Derek Loomis wrestle in WWE. I don't know what he did in NXT, but whatever they did during these times don't matter. Like that's like Roosevelt. Every people who followed you and know your wrestling skills have seen you wrestle, they might know your moves or what you're gonna do. If you was in a dark fashion like that, you should rebuild yourself. And wrestlers never do this if you really pay attention. Like even the Undertaker always did the Undertaker move, no matter what version of the Undertaker was. He may add one or two things, but like I guess I'm about to ask you, why don't wrestlers do that more? Like Stone Cold as a heel and Stone Cold as a babyface, his wrestling style should have changed up. Is it the fact that when you are a known wrestler, you got to keep doing the same moves? But like when you do something like that, like a dramatic change, shouldn't your technique and style change to match? Like Finn Balor, when Finn Balor is what is he damn
Demon, Finn Balor.
when he's the demon, he should look nothing like Finn Balor. His finishing move shouldn't be it should be completely different. So I guess Rose, I gotta ask you that. Why don't you see that in wrestling?
Because they're so fixated on the fans knowing exactly who they are based off their wrestling moves. Like with me, when I went from Victor Andrews to Roosevelt, I changed my moveset completely. Like I don't move the same way I did when I was Victor Andrews. I don't have the same finisher. Like my finisher now is my knockout punch. My finisher when I was Victor Andrews was the Claymore kick. You know, before then I was using the elbow drop. So I think a lot of wrestlers get so fixated on saying, okay, this is my 5 moves of doom, and this is what I'm going to continuously do because the fans know me for this. But I don't know. I think some of them just get to a point of complacency. I don't want to say laziness, just complacency and saying, you know what, I'm really good at doing these particular moves, and I'm going to keep doing this because they know me for this, and I know I can pull this off without no issues. And I think it's a situation of trying to learn something new, and it's very hard to create a move that's only going to be yours. Like if I get the spine buster, everybody knows it's Anderson spine buster. You hear it all the time. You know, the pedigree. You know, that's the Triple H thing. The super kick. once upon a time was a Shawn Michaels thing. Now it's an everybody thing.
Everybody saying shit.
Oh, it is that dynamic of it, and you're right. They should change up how they move based on who they are. Like when I'm a baby face, I'm all over the place. Bing, 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 bing. When I'm a heel, I'm slow and methodical. I'm setting the pace and I'm controlling the environment. So I don't know why a lot of wrestlers don't do that. And I ask people all the time, like, hey man, why don't you just change up what you do? Did they know for this? Well, you're not the same person today as you were.
That's definitely a question that
Right.
you gotta ask me. I'm sorry. We definitely gotta ask more wrestlers that. Because I thought about that way back in the days when Hollywood Hulk Hogan came. I'm like, he's still doing a leg drop. Imagine if Hollywood Hulk Hogan would start a power bomb a motherfucker. Like, like boom. Like nobody would have Hulk Hogan power bombing folks. But no, Hulk Hogan was still doing the most powerful move in history, the leg drop.
Yeah. That is a good question because I know if I was a wrestler and I had an alternative personality, I would definitely do things differently. You know what I'm saying? So that it's identifiable. You know what I'm saying? So some of the greatest wrestlers that we've known have made a lot of changes, but haven't made changes to their moveset. You know what I mean? Think about how many versions of Seth Rollins there have been. Hold on. Certain wrestlers don't really fall within there because they have a broad move set. So they can do a lot of other moves and still have their finishers. Now, if they're doing the same exact moves, for instance, I'll give you an example, like AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or a Ricochet. They can do multiple moves during the match and make it look interesting, no matter if they're babyface or if they're heel. But if somebody like you just mentioned, like a John Cena, well, even John Cena had a different move set when he was babyface and when he was heel.
A little bit.
Yeah, he had a different when he was doing the ergonomics. Didn't he have a different finisher?
Once he started doing the FU, he didn't. I don't remember I can't remember what. I think when he first started, he was a rookie. He was younger. He didn't really have a finisher. Because first he did we called FU, and then they just changed it to the attitude adjustment. But I can't remember what he did. And where I'm currently watching that wrestling right now, he ain't popped up yet. That's like Batista. Batista was always using the moment Batista got that he was using his move, and he kept it. I don't know what he was doing before when he was in
I think the cop out is like if you Samoan, you automatically got the Samoan moveset. You know what I'm saying? We all know what that is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a Samoan drop. You're gonna have a hip drop. You're gonna have a run. I don't know what you call it, running to the hip, running to like what do you call it when you run to the ropes and they hit your hip. Hip attack, yeah. Everybody gonna have the same move. If you Samoan, if you of a certain race, you know what I'm saying? If you Mexican, more than likely you're gonna do a hurricane. I'm just saying, more than likely you're gonna leave play around with a backflip, a moonsault, or something. You know what I'm saying? So I think that culture does have some things to do with it as well. You know what I mean? Like if you coming in at a like or your background, pulling from your background, like you said, Roosevelt. Your new moveset is a punch to the a knockout punch. You know what I'm saying? Which is completely different from your other character, Mr. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So making those distinctions and moves does help, and I think that I like the wrestlers who have a broad move set and then can still do the things that people remember them for when they was babyface versus somebody that do the same stale moves. And I think that for me, that's why I kind of lost interest in LA Knight because it seemed like he was doing the same stale moves over and over and over again. And I wasn't getting excited about watching him wrestle.
And then you got to also think about too, and I just thought about it. A lot of these guys are traveling all the time, so they really don't have time to even get in a ring to train and try something new. So if you and I are traveling all over the U.S. LP, and we know we're wrestling each other this city, this city for the next 4 weeks. I'm not going to change up anything because you already know what I can do. You already know my moveset. I already know yours. So it's like it makes it easier for us to be able to put together a match because we know, all right, I'm going to give you line. I'm going to duck under, give you the power slam. Boom, there it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another reason why you don't see a lot of guys change up their stuff, because if you're constantly with that same person, or you're going to wrestle, I'm going to wrestle you on this house show, I'm going to wrestle you at this house show, and then we're going to do it on a live show. It makes it easier because I'm not going to see you between, and I'm not going to have an opportunity to be able to get in the ring and try something new. The guys at NXT can do it because they're right there in the performance center. They're training all the time, but a lot of guys that are on the main roster, they're not getting a lot of training reps like somebody on the independents or down at NXT who has a ring right there available to them. Now, if I went off and took some time off and then came, which gives to AJ Styles' testament, he went and took some time off, and when he came back, he had some new moves and things like that. Same thing with Ricochet. Ricochet would go off and he'd come back and he got some couple of new move sets. And then a lot of these guys have things that they've done before they made it to the main roster or a major company. Like Ricochet has done stuff with Lucha Underground on the independents and all different things. Austin Theory, another guy who's done stuff with the independents, who have stuff that's in their back pocket that they can pull out on special occasion, and you be like, oh shit, where the hell where did this come from? But then when you go back and look at some of their stuff on YouTube or wherever that they've done on the independents, like, oh, okay, I've seen him do this before because he wrestled this such and such, and he did that move, but he ain't done it since then. Kevin Owens is another one who used to have a finisher that was kind of like a drop of the neck on top of the knee. That was his finisher. Now he doesn't do it anymore because he has other things that he can do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, all we're saying is, man, if you're gonna change your character, change your mannerisms, change your everything about it. You make it almost unrecognizable. That's all we're saying. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see.
Damn it.
I can't wait to see Bo Dallas' first match and watch him wrestle like his brother. And so does he get a pass or not? I say no. I can understand respect his brother with a finisher, but he should not be doing all of his brother moves.
No, he doesn't get a pass. He doesn't get a pass for me. But
Certain people, if you brothers, like for instance, did Kane get a pass for stealing all the Undertaker moves?
No,
why was Kane giving the pass? And they ain't even real brothers.
But that was the story. He came in and he did his moves against his brother. Now, if Bo Dallas was doing the moves against Bray Wyatt, he would get the pass. But you coming in utilizing what your brother had, you should be able to elevate what your brother used to do and not just do the same things that your brother did. Because now you're a different character, you're a different person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. Once he has his first match, it's going to be against Chad Gable. It's going to be a one-on-one against Chad Gable. And then you got to think about it. Can he really stand toe-to-toe in the ring with Chad Gable?
No! Come on now. You know he can't. So you know the supernatural stuff is going to take more effect than anything else. It'd be different. That's why his first person should not have been Chad Gable. Chad Gable going to carry it, and Chad Gable going to make it look good. But Chad Gable cannot. He cannot tie. He can't. What your boy said. He can't even carry Chad Gable's jock strap.
And then back to your question. You know, Bo Dallas doing something his brother did. Booker T and Stevie Ray didn't do the same thing. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy didn't do the same things.
Owen and Brett.
Yeah, they didn't do the same things. Jimmy and Jay don't even do the same things. And they're freaking twins. So you have to find something that separates you from your sibling to say, okay, I can see you doing something like it, but I can see you elevating it and making it your own.
Right.
Yeah, it shouldn't be taking. If the Wyatt says is this powerful, it should not be taking them this long to take out Chad Gable. I mean, how long this been now?
I mean, to be honest with you, the Creed brothers, and I'm not sure why they not letting them loose, man. But the Creed brothers, man, should be doing a lot more. Them boys are impressive, and I knew they were going to kind of pigeonhole them. Hopefully, they do more. Hopefully, we get to see them wrestle more, and I would love to see. Julius is a star, man, and once he come into his own, they're gonna have to separate him from his brother. But once he comes into his own, I think he's gonna be a good one.
Can I talk about something real quick? Cause I got to get ready to run to the store, but I
Yeah.
got to talk about this before I get off. The seeds have been planted that we finally gonna get rid of the damn New Day because the New Day is about to be over with. If you have read these signs, Kofi is turning heel against Xavier Wood. It's only a matter of time. I think it's good because the New Day has been stale for years, and it's not the New Day without Big E. Let's just keep it a buck. Like the New Day is not the same without Big E. Like, are y'all happy for that, or y'all still want to see them throwing out pancakes and playing trombones like some clowns? Like I want to a Kofi and Xavier Wood match could set the world on fire if both of them get in there and tear this shit up.
I think that the platform they would have to lay the platform, and there has to be a big platform for it. If they're gonna do that, I don't want to see them do it at a throwaway event. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the New Day to break up, but they need to. They are so stale now, and it is not getting over. They were main event players, man, and now they are not even mid card. You know what I'm saying? And they're stuck in the middle trying to elevate other people, but they're not even looked at as a credible threat of a tag team. And I think that the introduction of Odyssey Jones was a great fit, but now they're trying to break him up, and it hurts my spirit. It's almost like the Hurt Business. When the Hurt Business started getting over and they were super popular, and all of a sudden they just like pulled a rug and then they started turning on each other. And it's like, man, I hated to see it. I hated to see that. It hurt my spirit because I bought a Hurt Business shirt. I just bought a damn Hurt Business shirt, and then they broke up next week, and I was pissed. I was pissed. So, I mean, I like the way that they're doing it. Hopefully, Woods doesn't go to the Final Testament or whatever that is. I hope he don't go in that direction because although putting Woods with their group would be a great mouthpiece for them, they got two managers that don't do nothing. And the AOP don't even talk, and they don't even talk English when they out there. You know what I'm saying? So, and Karrion Kross, for some reason, I don't like Karrion Kross. Sue me. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like nothing about him. And every time he on my TV, it's like I want to like the guy. He got everything that you need, but it's just not delivering for me. And I think that a lot of other people feel that same way, man. But hopefully that I would like to see. I think if Kofi did go heel, him and Odyssey Jones would be a really good pair together.
You think it'll be Buffy going heel or Xavier? I think
They're gonna have Xavier going heel, but just for the sake of argument, LP said that Kofi was going heel. I think that makes sense, but Odyssey Jones is not a heel character. You know what I'm saying? So the New Day have been heels before, but they were assholes. So they wasn't like bad guys. They were just jerks, and they just kept winning, and they were braggadocious with it. So I can't see that happening unless they put some gold on them again. You know what I mean? I like Odyssey Jones that way it was a great fit. And I don't know for the life of me why they just didn't have Big E around Kofi and Woods. Like he's already a part of it. Why don't you just have him out there with him as a manager and still be Big E and bring that energy and still keep the group going? Big E ain't got to wrestle.
Right.
And I don't know if he wanted to take that role of being the manager for the New Day, but you keep the group together. And I think the missing piece was Big E. You know what I'm saying? So
I think
we'll see how this plays out.
I think that's why things are playing out the way it is now to add that dynamic of we don't have Big E while you trying to replace him, and I think that's why he kind of stayed out in the background and not walking up there with them because then they can tell the story of you trying to add somebody.
You know why you need to replace Big E? Because y'all stale. Because y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all been in the mid card for the last since 2 years since Big E got hurt.
Yeah.
You Like y'all needed something fresh. That's why Kofi hyped, and that's why he was like, "Oh man, we got a big dude, got the same positive energy." I don't see what the problem is, but But the thing is, they needed something different, and we were talking about the New Day. It's like, are they still a credible tag team? Are they still a threat in tag team division? They were once the longest reigning tag team champions and multiple. They had multiple reigns as tag team champions, but once everybody tried to find individual success, things started to shift around, and the dynamics of the group started to shift a little bit. And even though they kept together, the group, uh, the reputation of the New Day is not the same. Tag teams don't fear the New Day. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And I love Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods is probably one of my favorite technical wrestlers. I think Xavier Woods could take down anybody on the roster.
Yeah.
Straight up. Chad Gable and Xavier Woods legit can jack up everybody on the roster. And other than Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes and Xavier Woods actually faced when they were in high school together. They wrestled did amateur wrestling. Well, I don't know if you call it amateur wrestling in high school, but they did real wrestling. And they had some battles. But yeah, I legit think that the Xavier Woods, and people look at the Xavier Woods and they like, this guy? Yeah, that guy can whoop half everybody on the roster. And I don't care how big they are. You know what I'm saying? In a wrestling match, in a real wrestling match, Xavier Woods would dust everybody off. Mm-hmm. And I believe that. Other than Chad Gable, I think and when him and Chad Gable got into the ring, I was so excited because it was a great match. You know what I'm saying? It was a great match. But LP is so super elated that the New Day is breaking up, and I'm I'm hurt by it. Look at he had to dip off because he knew I was telling the truth. Oh man. Well, listen. It was a great show, man. It was one thing that I did want to talk about. I wish LP was still on, but I did want to talk about the Olympics, right? And they had a lot of different sports being introduced into the Olympics.
Here we go.
Even breakdancing was introduced to the Olympics. Now I don't know who chose these people. I don't know who chose the judges. It was horrible. And it did not deliver. I think that it was disrespectful to not include the forefathers of breakdancing and breaking into the judges panel. I think that should have been a huge. And I don't understand why the United States didn't win the breakdancing competition. You telling me that nobody from Queens, nobody from the Bronx, nobody from California, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was qualified enough to break?
Nobody. Listen. New York by itself. That's all I gotta say.
No, it don't mean nothing because New York wasn't there. They didn't show up. Where was New York at? Where were the original forefathers of the breaking?
They couldn't get international clearance.
Had warrants. Had a couple warrants. Yeah, I got it. But so this is a question that's been asked, and I know some big heads. I can't remember who said it. I won't say Vince Russo, but I may be completely wrong. But anyway, there's a lot of people that's been asking, should professional wrestling be included into the Olympics?
No.
Roosevelt, you are a wrestler. You are a decorated wrestler. You are a champion in multiple promotions. You have wrestled all over the United States and all over the world. You don't want to see professional wrestling at the Olympics? And if so, how would that even work?
Exactly. How would that work? Because I'm sorry. If you don't know, I'm going to drop the ball on you. It's predetermined. It's predetermined. So you can't say, or I actually beat this person in a competition. Because if you and I get ready to wrestle and they say, Roosevelt, you're beating Brian, have fun. It was just a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. Mm-mm. Like you didn't even have the Les twins at the break. The Les twins.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Why weren't they representing the United States? I don't know.
Right. The girl from Australia. And the biggest thing I hate about what
Talking about
happened at
Ray Gun that was doing the kangaroo
the,
hop. Looked
the
like
thing I
somebody. She looked like a roach that you spray Raid on. They just.
oh, who won?
uh, I know that the person that won is of Asian descent. I don't
You
know
know what?
what country.
You said Ray Gun with no hesitation. We don't even know who the hell won the damn breakdancing competition.
True that. True
Now,
that.
I'm gonna go to pole vaulting. Who won pole vaulting? Who do you remember that competed in the pole vaulting? You don't remember?
I
Okay,
didn't. I didn't catch pole vaulting.
the guy that did the pole vaulting and he lost because his gimmick hit the damn pole.
His what?
You know, his gimmick. You know, his hot dog inside the bun. His
Oh,
whole
his
pole.
giblets.
His whole
Oh, your pole
ball
went through his giblets.
hit the bar and he lost because he was
His chicken nuggets went through the pole.
it,
Ah,
it it clipped the top of the pole and knocked the pole down.
his tip hit the tip. Ah, there it is. Wow.
Now,
Graphic.
who won first place? Who won the gold in the shooting competition? The
I
handgun
don't know who
shooting
wanted
competition.
to go, but I remember the dude that was.
One dude.
Yeah. He was, that's all. I seen the memes. I don't even know the dude's name. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But on the other side of things, I've never watched the Olympics before. Never watched the Olympics before. Me and my lady would sit in the house. They would just happen to be on the TV. We were watching it, and I say, you know what? This I'm gonna check it out because I want to see the gymnastics because my daughter's a gymnast. I want to see the track because I used to run track. And you know, Shakari Richardson, she's dope. Noah Lyles, he's dope. Um, but I was watching the gymnastics, and they had one guy. His name was Steven and hey, I can't remember. I can't pronounce the last name, but it started with an N. But his first name was, and he was brought there to do one event, and that was the pommel horse. And I sat there and I watched, and this man, the Olympics started at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock. His event didn't go on to almost 5, 6 o'clock that evening. And he was there the entire time like this. And they kept panning that damn camera on him. And he would look up, or he'd be asleep, or he'd be reading, or he was doing something. And it looked like the beginning of an anime cartoon. And he was a big character because he was stoic. He didn't have no emotions, no reactions. He just did this the entire time until one event when they did the floor routine and they got a really good score. And he looked up and he smirked and he put his head back down. And I was like, this man is about to go Super Saiyan. I don't know what the hell he getting ready to do, but my eyes are fixated on him. He walked up to that pommel horse, glasses on, looked at it, surveyed it, took his glasses off, put his chalk on, and walked off, and they gave up his score, and he just went crazy. And I was like, "Yep, that's it. That's him. That's him." And he got them their medals because the men's gymnastics team have not won medals in over 20 years, and they won on that night because of that man right there. So, for the Olympics, I remember Steven. I remember Mr. One Hand Shooter, Shakari, Noah Lyles, Simone Biles winning, all those medals. The controversy with the I think she's Asian or Mexican or something, but she ended up having to give up one of her medals.
No, she was African American descent. I don't know exactly what she was.
Yeah, but she ended up having to get back one of her medals because of the scoring situation or whatever. And Ray Gunn, and Mr. Pole can't make it over the pole.
So I'm gonna circle back to the original question that I asked you, and I'm gonna ask another question on top of that. If wrestling was in the Olympics, you already gave me the answer. It should not be in wrestling, but I mean, it should not be in the Olympics. But if professional wrestling, was in the Olympics, how could you make it work?
You can't. There's no way you can. Because again, you have everyone competing in a legit all out. This is the only way I'm going to win is if I beat you. If wrestling is predetermined, so you can't really go out there and say, okay, well, I'm gonna have you beat such and such. Oh shit.
All right, so there's different ways that I think is ways that you could do. Maybe if you had an opponent in the ring and then you try to put on the best match of the Olympics in that particular event, you and your opponent. I think that's one way that you could do it. The way that we rate matches a night, you would just base it off of the matches. Not sure how that would work or not. But that's a good question. So, Best Damn Nation, man, let us know what you think. Do you think that professional wrestling should be in the Olympics? Let us know in the comment box. Let us know on all of our pages what you think. And we will get back to you and possibly read some of your answers online. Well, this was a beautiful, great show. Thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here watching your boys, and we appreciate that. We love you. Thank you for supporting us like you does, man, and checking us out. We appreciate all the love that you have given us throughout this 2-year journey of this podcast. I want to give a special thank you to all of our sponsors, Nature Made, Marriott Bonvoy, Brick House Nutrition, Fanatics, IdleCam, Orlando Vacations, Eyeglasses.com, Tour Hub, Phoenix Foodies, Hilton Honors, and more. So thank you guys for continuing to support the show like it does, giving us the resources that we need to keep this thing pushing. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook group, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook page, the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can go over to our X or Twitter, as it was formerly known, at Best Damn Crew. You can go over to our Twitch, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got a TikTok. You can visit us on TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Crew and go to our damn store, www.bestdamnwrestlingstore.com. You can get all kind of goodies for your pleasure. We got hats, hoodies, all that stuff, all that jazz. Get you a mug that say best damn mom or best damn dad or best damn wife on it. You know what I'm saying? You can get you a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Keep on supporting the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You know we love you like play cousins. So go over to our damn store and get you a damn shirt. Damn it. My name is Brian Renegade. You can follow me on all platforms at Brian Renegade. You can also follow LP on his platforms, One Click Photography Shoots. You can also follow Roosevelt at Roosevelt Profiler on Instagram and see what he got going on. They're always posting new stuff, so go check him out. LP definitely does all his photography things, so he's always posting new videos and pictures of his photography work. And Roosevelt was always training, fighting, all that jazz. You know he liked to fight. Brian Renegade, you can go to my stuff, man. I got food, recipes, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you can even see some pictures of my newborn baby for a limited time. Thank you for joining us. If you're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, listening to us in Radio Land, thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of the other countries that listen to us. Shout out to Poland. Shout out to Brussels. Shout out to France, England. All those places listen to the Boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And we love and appreciate you for that. Look, it's been a great show. I can't hold you no longer. Check us out on all of our platforms. We will see you next week on the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Beautiful people, we love you. I bid you. I do.